Alright, so this news has to come from the car because it kind of happened pretty fast and I don't have the time to put it on the typical programming. So, PWCC sells a lot of cards through eBay. And if you don't know PWCC, it's an easy way for you to send your cards in without having to do the work. So I deal a lot on Facebook. People come to me on Facebook and say, hey Matt, what's my card worth? You know, how do I sell it on eBay? You know, I don't want to deal with anything else. I'm like, you can always send it into PWCC. You just package it in. They take care of everything for you. And sometimes they'll even give you a cash advance. It all sounds great for people that don't want to do the work on eBay. The problem with PWCC is what the allegations they're facing today. So 2 years ago, PWCC was targeted as they were selling trimmed cards, meaning that people were sending them cards that were trimmed or altered in a fashion, and then PWCC was selling them on eBay. Can I fault PWCC for that? Maybe to some extent. Here's what goes on though. PWCC takes cards from a lot of individuals, and there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to scam as well. What they're going to do, those people are going to trim cards, alter cards, you know, get them graded, and then knowing that PWCC can actually grade them for them, actually do all these other things for them, and all of a sudden your card goes up a lot more in value. So PWCC kind of like becomes the guy that hides it, kind of, you know, the transaction. And the crazy part is because PWCC is so large on eBay, if you don't know PWCC, they do thousands and thousands of transactions a day, to the point that they did $200 million last year on eBay alone. So people send their cards in. It's almost like a filtering system. Oh, no one's going to see my trimmed card now. And because PWCC does so many cards, people trust PWCC, and those cards tend to go for higher value. If I have an eBay feedback of 150, okay, and I'm selling a 1963 Pete Rose rookie card, and now if I'm PWCC and I'm selling my Pete Rose rookie card PWCC, the PWCC card's going to sell for more because everybody knows PWCC is reliable, actually has the card in stock, and will send it to you exactly what they have. Meanwhile, the 150 guy, some people were like, well, let me look at his feedback. Is there bad feedback? Do I trust this guy? Is he going to just sell this card and run? Is he going to try to lie to me and manipulate me? So PWCC does have that confidence level that not a lot of other eBayers do have. But the allegations facing PWCC today is different. The allegations today are PWCC is shill bidding. Well, what is shill bidding? Shill bidding is when you're selling that 1963 Pete Rose card and you don't want it to sell for less than, say, $1,000. So you have other bidders out there bidding that card up to $1,000. That way, when PWCC sells the card, they know they can make a hefty profit on it, and at the same time, still make the seller, the original seller, happy. So and if you ever look, PWCC does generally sell for more than pretty much every other marketplace on eBay. eBay is basically saying that's because you're shill bidding, and we've proven that you're shill bidding, but we're not going to share the proof with you. When eBay tells you they're not going to share the proof, eBay typically does not share the proof with anybody. No, and they are, I know I've complained to eBay sometimes, they are capable of knowing when people have multiple accounts. They are capable of being able to see which accounts, you know, bid on what, and when they win, when they don't win, etc. And obviously, people can also help eBay expose them. There's also a comments area where you can say, hey eBay, there's something fishy going on here. Please take a look at this. Sometimes I've seen, it's easier to see on smaller eBayers, you know, small eBayers that have like a 50 feedback and they're selling like a high priced card. Sometimes you'll see those guys put out a shill bid on their card because they don't want it to sell for a certain amount of money, but at the same time they don't want to put that reserve in. So people always try to be safe with their sales. The point of an auction is it's supposed to be an auction. You don't really know what's going to happen, and it's scary, and some people don't want to freaking do it, but that's the whole point of the auction. Sometimes you're going to win big. Sometimes you're going to lose. That's why on eBay, I personally buy it now as almost always the way I go. But going back, what's going to happen with PWCC? What's going to happen with eBay? How does this affect you and the market? PWCC is probably going to be back on eBay soon. There's no way that that company, with their relationship with eBay, will just completely go away. I think this is a temporary situation. I personally would not recommend taking all your stuff and going to PWCC. I would, however, recommend to just, if you like buying from PWCC, wait it out and see what happens. Is the shill bidding accurate? Most likely accurate. But what was happening with the shill bidding? Probably the similar situation with the trimmed cards. See, PWCC has people like you and I sending them cards. That means that people like you and I have that same opportunity to trim the card before it goes to PWCC and to shill bid it after it's on eBay. So even though PWCC is like, hey, my employees are not shill bidding, you know, so who is? What's probably happening is they probably have several people that are sending them thousands of cards a day, and those people are probably shill bidding their own cards to make massive profits, and at the same trying to hide themselves as an entity in general. And that's something to be concerned about. I mean, I know this. I've bought a few cards off PWCC, and I have to think about, hey, was this card trimmed? Hey, you know, did I get a better deal here than somebody else did? You know, etc. like that. I always go into, when I buy my auctions, I always go in the set number. And I know if I'm going with PWCC or player X, I'm going to bid to that number, and I'm not going to go higher than it. If it takes me a month or 2 months even to find that card for that number, so be it. Okay, so that's how I play it, and I hopefully I don't get screwed that way. When it comes to trimming, it's very hard to tell. But for me, if PSA or BGS grades that card and they don't say it's trimmed or anything like that, that means to me they're approving that card into the quality standards. So if somebody were to have trimmed it, it would have been very minimal in respect to the actual. So that's just something to keep in mind. PWCC right now still has thousands of cards on eBay. I believe eBay is in the process of removing all those cards right now. We don't usually talk about this type of stuff. We usually talk about, you know, the cards that are coming out. But if you do bid on cards, PWCC has always been one of the easiest way to bid on cards. PWCC has always been the easiest way to sell your cards. But that's going to be a temporary delay. And, you know, I read an article that actually mentioned PWCC was not at the Chicago baseball card sale, whatever, you know, card sale this year. It was the major vendor that was really off the table this year. You know, CSG was there, PSA was there, but notable not there was PWCC. And the reason why was because of those allegations about card trimming and card alterations from 2 years ago. Now they're facing this new alteration, new situation with shill bidding, and I think they're going to say, I think it's going to come down to PSA saying they can no longer take cards from player X, Y, and Z. Those people, it turns out, were shill bidding, and everything will open back up under regular, you know, going forward. I'm interested to see who those people were, because the people that do shill bid their products and alter their products, those are bad people. So hopefully something happens from that. All right, guys. Topps Chrome is coming out August 20th. We will have a post for you then. The product is out. The checklist is out. We'll talk about it soon. All right.